All right. Shalom, shalom. Before I begin, I want to give all praise, honor, and the glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakak Kwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that rule well. And peace and blessings be multiplied on all you brethren pushing this word in all sincerity and in truth. Shalom to the hopeful elect, the 144,000, and the rest of the men, women, and children that will receive mercy from the Lord in these last days. All right, shalom to all the scattered Israelites that are scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. You know, that look like the other nations, that have been scattered amongst the other nations, but your spirit and your spirit is knit with this truth and this gospel, and you're continuously calling upon the names of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. Hey, you are more than likely one of the 12 tribes of Israel and possibly of the hopeful elect. All right. Out here again with another live lesson. You know, coming out here on the highways and the byways like we do week in and week out. You know, to prophesy this gospel of the kingdom. All right, to gather, to seal in the hopeful elect with these words of promise, so we can be gathered, delivered, and receive our salvation out of this captivity, out of this hellhole known as Babylon the Great, which is America scripturally. All right, and I'm just gonna get straight to the point. You know, it's another day to come out here, another beautiful day. Another day that prophecy is coming to pass. Another day that the Lord is really doing a number here on all of our enemies. You know, starting with Esau, Edom, which is the so-called white man, and the rest of these heathen nations. All right, the Lord is continuously gathering these nations together for this third world war. All right, which is going to lead to the nuclear destruction and burning of the whore, which is America. All right, and it's going to bring in the salvation and the deliverance of the elect of the 12 tribes of Israel through our Lord and Savior Yahweh Shai HaMashiach. We'll be beamed up into the chariots. All right, we'll be taken up out of the judgment, get a bird's eye view of this destruction and lake of fire, and and then after that, you know, we'll come back down and we'll establish the kingdom of heaven, establish the throne of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai under King David, under the 144,000. Hey man, and that'll be, you know, the end of this age, which that's going to be the topic that I want to go into today. Is basically dealing with the impending destruction and end of this age, the end of this rulership of Esau, Edom, and the so-called white man and the rest of these heathen nations. And as of right now, hey, prophecy is literally jumping off the page, man. Hey, things are happening in the favor of the prophets and of the elect. All right, and each and every day is another day closer that the Lord is going to fulfill all things that have been written within the scriptures. All right, and each day closer is another day that these nations are inching closer to this third world's war. You know, we're getting closer to the MOTB, which is the micro C hit, the mark of the beast. You know, the coming chaos, destruction, famine. You know, pestilences, all things that are written that must needs be before the end of this the end of this rulership, which is going to ultimately going to lead to our salvation and our deliverance out of Babylon the Great. All right, the Lord's going to save us from our enemies. He's going to wipe all tears from our eyes. We're going to receive those new bodies. Hey, and we're going to come down out of the chariots after this nuclear destruction and build up our kingdom on the backs of these heathen nations. They're going to be our possessions. They're going to be our slaves, our servants, whatever you want to call them. But hey, it's going to be a glorious time and a glorious day that the Lord's getting ready to establish. But first, we know that all these things must come, you know, and you got a lot of Israelites coming out with a heavy spirit of apostasy. A lot of these jakes coming out on video, denouncing their Hebrew Israelites, coming out here blaming the camps, blaming the men of the Lord, talking about we're manifesting Jacob trouble. They're speaking out against prophecy. And really, a lot of these jakes are getting scared as we're getting closer and closer to the end of this thing. All right? They're all trying to be PC. They're trying to save the fucking white man. They're trying to save Esau. And that's just not going to happen. All right, hey, Esau is going to get everything that is prophetically prescribed for him to receive. I don't give a damn how much you niggas are caping for Esau, caping for these other nations, trying to find a loophole or some type of way for these nations to receive salvation. They're not going to receive salvation, man. Salvation is not for them. All right, they're not going to receive the new bodies. They're not going to be upgraded. They're not going to have no part of the new covenant whatsoever. I don't give a damn what you Christians say, what you bugged out Israelites say, or what you weak ass Yah Israelites, whatever you bugged out Israelites got to say, man. Because if you ain't coming with 100% doctrine that the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone and the men under them are preaching and prophesying, then hey man, you can just get out of the way, man. You want to save Esau? Hey, go and preach all that bullshit, man. Go and we're going to see who's going to be right at the end of the day. But as we can see and as we know, hey, this place is on its way out, man. And impending judgment, war, famine, pestilences, financial collapse, sedition, America being invaded, you niggas getting drafted into the front lines of the great meat grinder. All these things are prophesied to take place, man. And we're not going to shy away from it. We're not going to come out with a PC doctrine to make you feel good. Damn sure not to make Esau, Edom, or these nations to feel good about the counsel that the Lord has prescribed for them, man. These nations are going down. They're going into slavery. They're going to pay for what they did to the 12 tribes of Israel. All of the rape, robbery, the murder, the shame, the lies, everything that we had to endure under you heathen nations. You're going to be paid back for that. Vengeance will be brought down upon you, and as you have done unto us, it's going to be done unto you. And we have no problems and no issue openly proclaiming and saying these things to your face, man. And like I said, and all you weak ass Israelites who's getting scared, who's trying to key and cap cake for Esau, hey, may you die the death of the uncircumcised, man. Yahweh Shem Yahushua is going to destroy your lying, weak bitch asses, man. And I got to say it that way. Hey, and you know what? At the same time, you niggas is over here talking about the prophets. You talking about the men. Oh, it's the Hebrew Israelites. Oh, it's the camps. Oh, it's this and that. But at the same time, you ain't got no smoke for Esau. Look at what this nigga is doing in the earth, man. This nigga is dropping chemtrails. He's poisoning you every day. He's feeding you poison, chemicals, fagging out and emasculating your children. Got the black woman out here as the biggest degenerate and slut and whore all over the television, all over media, all over the world. But you ain't got no smoke for what Esau is doing. You ain't got nothing to say against what this wicked, demonic bastard is doing, but all your smoke is against the men of the Lord. We ain't poisoning your water. We ain't poisoning the air. All right? We ain't, we ain't poisoning your minds. We ain't doing none of the shit that Esau is doing. All we're doing is coming out here and preaching the whole 100% truth. And like, we expect, hey, you hate us for it. And it's all good, man. Guess what? We hate your ass too. And ultimately, Yahweh Shem Yahushua hate your ass as well, man. And when America is destroyed and when Esau is destroyed, all of you niggas that's joining hand in hand, all of you Captain Saber Edomites, all you I want to hug and be equal and be peaceful with all these other nations, you're going to die and sink with this sinking ship of Babylon the Great America right along with their ass. And I hope you take a microchip, man. So, with that, let's get into these precepts, man, because, hey, this place is on its way out, man. This place is through, all right? This whole experiment of America is through. Hey, the elites are done with this place. Hey, right now, these elites, they're scrapping up whatever resources, whatever little bit of amount of money, whatever that they can suck out of this place before they ultimately just leave it dry and leave it hanging, and all of you American citizens are going to be left high and dry in this shithole once these devils fully move into this new world order, man. And if you don't take that micro C hip, if you don't take that micro C hip, if you don't bow down and you don't worship this devil and you don't accept his 15-minute cities, you don't accept his digital wallets, his MOTBs, hey, he's going to leave you out there in the cold. You're going to be killed. You're going to be separated from this society. That's even if you make it to when this devil starts to really implement this MOTB. Because first, we know he's going to bring mad order out of chaos, man. And brothers got to watch that. I ain't going to, spoiler alert, I ain't going to give it away. Watch that new Black series, that new Black Mirror series. I watched 2 episodes, but one of them, they show you, just how they can lock you and trap you inside these 15-minute cities, man. I'm not going to give the whole episode away, but brothers, check it out. Hey, soon as the chick, soon as she went outside of her zone, man, hey, she just fucking was out, man. Her husband thought she was fucking dead. Then she went to go inquire what happened. Oh, you got out of your range zone or whatever. You got out of your 15-minute city. And then once her husband turned back around and got back in range, she woke up and popped up like nothing happened, man. So hey, watch that, man. This is what Esau is setting up and what he's trying to establish in this society, man. But hey, but we know that Yahweh Shem Yahushua is going to ultimately destroy this damn system and this devil before it ever gets to that level on a global grand scale. But like I said, you're going to have a lot of weak ass Jake, a lot of you American people who love this society, who love this place, who's going to try to save your life at the end of the day. And you're going to sign up for that goddamn system, that beast system, only to be fully enslaved and, enslaved through that bullshit, all right? So without further ado, man, hey, let's get into some of these precepts I got, you know what I mean? We're just going to go from there, man. Start at 2nd Ezra 15 because, hey, we're in those times and in these seasons, man. Like I said, a lot of these jakes is getting scared. A lot of these jakes is fainting, and we ain't even got to the crazy shit yet, man. You know, we ain't even got to the time of Jacob's trouble. We ain't even got to where Esau has pulled the plug on this society, where your debit cards don't work, where there's no more food in the stores, where it's just complete and utter darkness and chaos going on. You Jake are already getting weak, and you're already turning back. A lot of you returning to your own vomit. You know, hey, but like we know, that was all prophesied to happen anyway. But hey, the Lord is he's manifested on he's just making it to be seen, man. Like I said, brother Manat Zagbar, the elder out there in South Carolina, a lot of the videos he's been doing lately is just showing you all these Jake on TikTok just talking shit, man. You know, but it's like, you know, but hey, like you say, Jake is weak. Like I say all the time, Jake's treating this truth like a buffet. They take the parts that they like, the parts that they can apply to their life, as you know, that won't make them seem, you know, weird or awkward. They'll accept the parts of this truth that can be somewhat world friendly. But the parts that are hardcore, the parts where you really got to separate yourself and shun evil, call out wickedness, stand on the business of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, and things that might make them be offended or looked at as weirdos, they don't want to accept those parts. Yeah, I'm cool with that, but that part, no, I ain't down with that. No, that's not of God, man. My God, you know, weak ass niggas get, man. And that's why, hey, when the time comes, you're not going to be defended. And that's why now the Lord is putting the spirit on you to show your hand, man. And it's all good, you know. Somebody got to fulfill that lot. I'm glad it's you and it's not me, man. But anyways, this is 2nd Ezra chapter 15, verse 1. It says, "Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy." But Jake don't want to hear prophecy. Jake want to hear smooth things, man. Jake want to hear everything is going to be all right. Jake want to hear the Lord loves everybody, everybody can save. The Lord, you know, these niggas want to hear, you know, I was a Hebrew Israelite, but I had a whole lot of hatred in my heart. Shut your bitch ass up, man. Hey, we hate all kind of things, but that don't mean you gotta physically act upon the shit. I see Edomites all day, every day, but that don't mean, yeah, even though, you know, I know that Esau Edom is the wicked, but still I'm not gonna sit there and every Edomite I think I see, I'm gonna go and bash his skull in or be angry or try to take it out on him physically, man. We just understand that, hey, if that person is an Edomite, then hey, that's the wicked, man. You watch him carefully. You mark that man. You don't deal with him. You know ultimately what his spirit and what their true essence is really all about, man. And you move accordingly, you know. And on the flip side of that, you don't even know that person that looked like an Edomite even is an Edomite on top of that, man. So you know, it's a lot that goes into this truth, man. See, but a lot of these jakes, they ain't got those spiritual eyes. But anyways, like I said, hey, the Lord told us to speak unto you prophecy, man. And that's all that we can do, and that's all that we're going to do. Remember, at the end of the day, it's all the counsel and the will of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. It's our duty to just speak the words of prophecy, because ultimately, we're just telling you what the Lord's going to do before he does it, man. And guess what? We're all for it. You see, but a lot of you are offended in prophecy. A lot of you are offended by the counsel and the judgments and the judgment that the Lord has prescribed for these nations and for this earth, man. And that's where you're going to find yourself at odds and at being an enemy of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. It says, "Which I will put in thy mouth, saith the Lord." So we're not speaking anything other than what the Lord told us to speak. We're not like the IUIC. We're not going to twist scriptures and make this prophecy a PC thing, to where it doesn't offend or where it doesn't rub anybody the wrong way or where it doesn't ruffle any feathers, man. No, we're going to tell you the whole truth and nothing but the truth, man. All right? Hey, I fear Yahweh Bashim Yahushai more than you fucking simple-minded, dumbass people out here. And I don't give a damn if you're offended by the prophecy or the counsel of the Lord. Hey, it's going to stand regardless. So it should be in your best interest to just get down with what Yahweh Bashim Yahushai is doing. Get on the right side of prophecy and with the right side of what the Lord is doing, man. You trying to save this world and have love for this world, and I don't want to believe that. I don't want to manifest that into my life. Then guess what? When it comes, you're gonna get steamrolled by it, man. It says, "And cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true." So all these prophecies are faithful and true, and we know ultimately at the end of the day, only the elect are gonna see these things as faithful and true, and they're gonna be the ones that's gonna deem these things to be holy. Regardless of what anybody else has to say, what this world has to say, what your mom has to say, what your uncle, what your wife, what the people of this world, what these heathens got to say, we don't give a damn, man. We know that the words of the Lord are pure and they're righteous, and they're going to stand regardless, man. You see? It says, and what further proves that they're faithful and true is that they're still here, alive and speaking and living until this very day, man. And it shows you that Esau really, he don't run anything, because if Esau, if it was really in his power and his might, he would have destroyed every Bible, every word of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua that was that's ever been written on scrolls or that's ever been created, man. But he doesn't have that power. So that shows you that the Most High is controlling everything. It says, fear not the imaginations against thee, and let not the incredulity of them trouble thee that speak against thee. And we've seen a lot of that lately, you know, amongst these jakes. And it's funny, it's really the jakes that's out here talking shit and showing their incredulity and their unbelief and their shit against the camps, man. Really, these heathen nations, a lot of these Edomites, honestly, in their hearts of hearts, I know that when they come across the elders and the apostles and the true prophets, and when we're going into these scriptures and bringing them down, they know that we ain't lying. Now, of course, you know, there's that wicked spirit of them, and the spirit of Esau, and the spirit of you know, them not wanting to really, you know what I mean, want to come out and say, yeah, what they're saying is true. They know what we're saying is true. They know that these things make sense. But like I said, it's that demon within them, and the fact that they don't want to have to come out and say, yeah, them niggas is right, you know, what makes them kind of buck up against it, but not really. It's more of you jakes that are fighting against the prophets and showing your incredulity in these last days, man. Shit, a lot of these Edomites and these Christians, a lot of them are taking our talking points. A lot of them are learning and gathering more information and really getting an education on what the scriptures is really talking about from the men of the Lord, man. All right, it says, yeah, so we ain't gonna fear the imaginations against us. Hey, you niggas you don't have to believe. I don't give a fuck. All you niggas coming out, yeah, it gets on your nerves. Yeah, it's annoying, but at the end of the day, we know it's prophecy. We know that these things must happen. But at the end of the day, man, hey, if you niggas don't want to be Israelites, I'm no longer a Hebrew Israelite. Ain't no sweat off my sack. Nigga, go do what you got to do. Go back into the world. Ultimately, the Lord just ain't dealing with you, and you've been rejected. At the end of the day, it says, for all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness. And that goes for 2/3 of you jakes out there, man. 2/3 of you are going to die. And whether it's shape, form, or fashion, the Lord has it slated for you, because you were not given you're not part of his elect. You weren't predestinated or equipped with the spirit to believe. And we fully understand that, you know. We understand that wholeheartedly. And it is what it's going to be. But it's our job as being men of the Lord not to let that incredulity to fuck with you, because hey, it's going to come a point to where hey, all these jakes are going to be coming up against us in a major way, even more than what we see now. But at the end of the day, we can't let that you know, twist us or weaken us or cause us to not to believe. Hey, and when it gets to that point, that's when our faith is going to have to be increased. That's when we're going to have to believe more. And I truly believe that Yahweh Bashem Yahushua in that day is going to give us the spirit to overcome that doubt and overcome that, you know, not doubt, but just that whole, you know, that fleshly reaction to it, you know, because sometimes, you know, you see shit, you kind of be like, oh shit, damn. But really, at the end of the day, man, hey, when it really gets to that point, the Lord is going to give us the spirit to just be like, man, what the fuck ever, man. He's going to raise us up. He's going to give us the you know, that right charge in our spirit to just be like, hey, man, whatever. And he's going to see us through it all. It says, behold, saith the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction. And we see all these things getting lined up, man. This whole situation with Trump, this whole situation with Israel and Gaza, Ukraine and Russia, now America and China and these tariffs, it's all going to lead to these things, man. It's going to lead to famine. It's going to lead to inflation, hyperinflation, scarcity, trade wars, real wars. You already see all of the uprising of the people all over America. And they have another rally planned, I think, on the 15th. And they're talking about on the 20th, Trump might enact the, what's that shit? I couldn't think of that shit last week. The Insurrection Act. We already see civil wars brewing. These people are divided. This country is totally just, you know, unhinged. And at any moment, anything can cause this shit to just explode here, man. And all these things are happening because the Lord is bringing prophecy to pass. The Lord wants these things to happen. He wants America to be in disarray. He wants this place to be in complete and utter chaos and confusion, so that these devils can try to establish their new world order, so that the Lord can intervene and ultimately send back Yahushua, man. So if you're truly in the spirit and in the right mind frame, hey, you're for these things taking place, because we ultimately know that these things must happen in order for us to be delivered, in order for prophecy to come to pass. So it's really nothing to be afraid of at the end of the day, because if you're part of the elect, you're going to be delivered and saved out of it anyway, man. It's a win-win situation for the elect. But like I said, you got a lot of these jakes that are fainting, that are unbelieving, that are seeing everything that we've been saying coming to pass is really starting to happen in this time, now they're afraid, man. When before, like in 08, 09, they was scoffing, they was talking shit. You had Baloo, big frumpy ass with the microchip, with the potato chip on his hand, talking about it's the microchip. And now you don't see him doing that shit anymore. You really don't see a lot of these Jakes coming up against the things that we said were gonna happen earlier when we first got on YouTube. Now they're seeing it come to pass. They're not really talking shit about those things anymore. They're not talking about when this world war gonna happen. Nigga, they literally see it getting ready to take place before their eyes. They're seeing all the chess moves being made to where this thing is becoming a reality, man. You see, and now, Jake see that Esau is getting ready to come down with great wrath. He's seeing these Edomites out here getting ready to fucking lose it, and now Jake want to be PC. Now Jake want to partner up. Now Jake want to say, yeah, it's us against the elites all of a sudden. Weak ass niggas, man. All right? But hey, but it is what it is. It says, I will bring the sword, famine, death, and destruction, for wickedness have exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled. You see? So we're seeing all the fruits of Esau's wicked labor. Now it's all coming to a point to where it's just completely just boiled over, and this place is just totally just through, man. This place is filthy, it's wicked, it's corrupted, and you see now these people are totally desynthesized, and they're totally at league with the wickedness of the society, man. Jake don't, like, that's why Jake can tell you, he don't have no problem being on demon time. That's why you see the love of many waxing cold. You're seeing all of this just weirdo and foul and flood behavior taking place even more at a heightened level. Now niggas is putting all of their wickedness on display on social media, going live, doing their wickedness, because now that's a way for them to be to go live or to get noticed or to get some type of recognition by literally putting all of their wickedness blatantly on display on social media and these different platforms, man. All right, it's caused these niggas and these women pride to go through the roof. Now everybody's an influencer. Now everybody wants to be followed. It really just creates this God complex in your mind. Now niggas is posting videos of burnt out, dusty niggas talking about meeting them. It's like meeting Jesus Christ, man. You know? So this place is, this place is just, the wickedness on this place is on 10, man. All right, and it's just about ready for this place to be touched up, and that's why this nuclear fire is so needed to cleanse and to burn up this wicked, filthy society, man. And all you wicked Jake that's hand in hand with it, that ain't got no problem with it, that's indulging in it, that's coming up, that's condemning the just, and you're justifying the wicked. Hey, the Lord got something special for all of you, man, for all of you. All right, men, women, all of you motherfuckers, man. It says, therefore, saith the Lord, I will hold my tongue no more as touching their wickedness, which they profanely commit, neither will I suffer them in those things in which they wickedly exercise themselves. Like I said, Jake has just pushed their wickedness all on Front Street through all these different social media platforms, man, on the internet, on television. Just like, it's like, just like whenever Jake see a camera or they see somebody going on live, immediately that demon gets activated, and they got to just do something. They got to be seen. They got to twerk. They got to throw up gang signs. They got to do whatever, you know what I mean? They got to just do something, man. Just show you that these people are attention starved. They're hollow on the inside, and they're just a bunch of damn demons, man. Everybody wants to be seen. Everybody wants to be an influencer. Everybody wants to be a social media star. Everybody just me. All of this bullshit, man. You see? These people got hellified demons on them, man. You know? But it's all good, though. Hey, the Lord has the remedy for all of this bullshit, man. And it's going to be a great judgment and nuclear fire, man. And that's the cherry on top. But before that, hey, all the pride of this place, all the pride of you people, you stupid ass, trashy 304 women, you gang banging young niggas, you know, all this wickedness, all you podcasters, all this pride. Hey, it's all going to be sucked out of the room pretty soon, man. Hey, when the Lord put the spirit on Esau to pull the plug on Babylon, when he brings a tremendous cyber attack to where all the power and electricity goes out, where you niggas can't go live, you can't go on social media, you know, you can't be on your cell phones like you are all day, to use that as a distraction to, as a distraction to not cope with the real world. Hey, you're gonna see these people and the demons in them really and truly activate, man. And we can't wait. But we're going to be all right, because what? The wisdom and knowledge is going to be the stability of our times, man. We got the spirit and the hedge of Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai on us, man. And that's why, hey, when these days come, man, hey, all the men of the Lord, we're going to just sit back and just watch all you people just totally just go completely and utterly nuts on one another, man. And the Lord's going to have his prophets and his servants and his elect exactly where we need to be, man. Yeah, and of course, we're going to be in the midst of it, but hey, a lot of this judgment and the wickedness and the famine, death, and destruction that we speak about, we're not speaking that upon ourselves, man. All right, that's for the 2/3 and the wicked to reap those things, man. Hey, we just gonna sit back and watch and just, hey, man, watch the Lord do His thing, man. And we're gonna, Lord willing, be part of the elect. We're gonna be Psalms 91, man. We're going to be at peace with the beast of the field, and the beast of the field is going to be at peace with us. We're going to be moving and being exactly where we need to be at the right time under the hedge and protection of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. All right, it says, behold, the innocent and righteous blood crieth unto me, and the souls of the just complain continually. And that's ultimately the elect, the prophets, man. We're the only ones that's complaining continually, man. You know, calling out all the bullshit, calling out all the corruption, calling out all the wickedness of this society, man. We're just like righteous Lot, man. And that's going to be the ones that's going to be delivered out of this shithole, because we're the only ones that's crying and crying to the Lord and begging for the Lord to come back and to put an end to it. Everybody else is just dancing to the beat of this wickedness. The average Jake ain't hoping for the destruction of Babylon the Great. They're not praying for the Lord to come back, for the kingdom to be established. You tell Jake the kingdom is coming, Jake will be like, well, what the hell is that? What that got to do with me? Jake chasing the bag, these women out here on OnlyFans. You know, the last thing on their mind is what Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua has planned and what the Lord's got going on. All right? Jake is all caught up in this world and the affairs of this world. That's why they're going to be judged and destroyed with this world, man. Point blank, period. All right? And it says, and therefore, saith the Lord, I will surely avenge them and receive unto me all the innocent blood from among them. Behold, my people was led as a flock to the slaughter. I will not suffer them now to dwell in the land of Egypt. And that's all this place is. It's a slaughterhouse, man. It's a slaughterhouse for your soul. That's why all of this wickedness, all of this pride and arrogance is at the forefront of this society, man. That's why these women are so proud now. You know, the men are proud. You know, everybody's just on a real evil and demonic wavelength here in this society, because that's what this place produces. And these people love it. They love to have it so, man. These people can't, you know, everybody is, you know, it's all about themselves, man. Everybody's just, you know, these women got all of these unrealistic ideas of what type of man they got to be with. You got to have this, you got to have this, you got to have this. If you want to get with me, here it is. She you know, she can't even pay her fucking bills, but she has this ridiculous, you know, criteria of what type of man has to be with her. And she ain't bringing not jack shit to the table, but a blown out, dusty, raggedy muffin, 4 or 5 kids with 3 different baby daddies, trauma, and a whole bag of demons to deal with, man. But she wants to have some upper echelon, so-called high value man. The fuck out of here, man. All right, this place is through, man. All right, and it says, it says, I will bring them with a mighty hand, and they stretched out. Yeah, my people was led as a flock to the slaughter. I will not suffer them to dwell in the land of Egypt. And this is spiritual Egypt, modern day America, all right? I'm going to show you that. It says, Egypt shall mourn, and the foundation of it shall be smitten with the plague and punishment the Most High shall bring upon it. And this is talking about America, man. But it's in this is spiritually Egypt, spiritually Sodom. And this place is going to mourn. People are mourning right now, man. Look, everybody is catching hell. Ain't nobody satisfied. Why do you think all those fucking protests took place last week? Because people are not happy. People can't afford life. People can't afford groceries. You know what I mean? Everybody is struggling day to day, man. You know, people are having to choose between putting food on the table or paying their electricity bill, paying their heat bill, paying their car notes. What? Over 6.5 million Americans are far behind on their mortgage loans, man. And that shit, and they ain't never gonna be able to catch up on that, man. So ain't nobody happy here. Ain't nobody living the life. Shit, even these so-called middle class individuals, people making over $100,000 a year, even they're saying times is hard, man. Even they're having mad trouble paying bills. You know, making ends meet. Because ultimately, a lot of these people, they try to live outside their means. Again, that goes back to the pride and the whole social media image these niggas want to keep up, man. You know, Jake want to, you know, instead of just getting a reliable used car, Jake got to get that brand new car. He want the Audi. He want this. He want that. Why? So he can stunt and look like he's doing better than what he's really doing, man. Hey, but now, hey, that shit ain't cool no more now. Now these tariffs is coming. Things are about to get more expensive. All right, the cost of living is about to skyrocket. The food in these stores is about to double and triple. Hey, and people are going to, you know, be more and more stressed out. You're going to see more and more protests, more people unhinged. more people, more love waxing cold out here, man. Like I said last week, don't be surprised in the near future, within a month or so, you're going to just start seeing niggas going in Costco and Sam's Club, filling up their cart full of food and just walking right out that motherfucker, man. Daring somebody to run up on them and try to stop them, man. I got to do what I got to do, cuz. I got to feed my family. This Trump, they don't care about us. All that bullshit. Oh, you saw the situation with them two hyenas beat the shit out of that Issachar right over there in Chicago because they didn't want to pay a $50 bill for some tacos, which the raggedy hoes ate half the damn food, and all of a sudden said, I don't want to pay this, and stomped the chick out, man. Threw her cell phone in the goddamn Bedia consomme. A bunch of damn demons, man. But you're gonna see more and more of that as this society, spirals out of control. And ultimately, it's gonna be the Lord putting that demonic, evil, wicked, left-handed spirit on these people out here, as we get closer and closer to the end, man. All right. So it says, Egypt shall mourn, and the foundation of it shall be smitten with the plague and punishment that the Most High shall bring upon it. You see, the Lord is punishing this place, man. All right, the Lord is doing a number on Babylon the Great. Let me get this real quick. What's that? Revelations 11. Get that Revelations 11. Yep, this is a Revelation chapter, Revelation 11 and 11. It says, and after 3 days and a half, the spirit of life from the Most High entered into them. No, that's not it. Oh, no, Slakia 9. 8. It says, Revelation 11 and 8, and their dead bodies shall lie in the great city, which is what? America, all right? Which spiritually is called Sodom and Egypt, where also our Lord was crucified. So when I'm reading in Revelation of 15, it's that Egypt is talking about America, because this place is spiritually known as Egypt. And what is Egypt synonymous with? The bondage of the 12 tribes of Israel, man. All right, and this is nothing more than a spiritual Egypt, man. That's why you got the modern day Nile River, which is the Mississippi River. You got obelisks all over this place, beer, makeup, you know what I mean? A lot of parallels that link America spiritually with being Egypt. But it's ultimately synonymous with the bondage of the 12 tribes of Israel. And this time when we came into bondage here in this modern day spiritual Egypt in America, we totally lost our identity as being Israelites, man. This is where we were, where we totally, was separated from our power. We were black, we were African Americans, we were niggas, we was coons, we was spicks, we was spooks, we were everything but the people of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. And this is where our dead bodies lied until, around the early 60s, where the Lord, woke up Abba Bivens, which is John the Baptist, and this truth started to flourish, all right? It says, and they of the people and kindreds and tongues and nations shall see their dead bodies 3 days and a half, which is 350 years, from about 1620 to about the 70s, man. That's when we started to wake up to the fact that we were the Israelites, started to stand upon our feet, and now look at how far the Great Awakening have come now. Look how many of our people are waking up to the fact that they are the Israelites, all right? Linking themselves with Moses, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, putting together all the relics, all the history. You got the prophets prophesying, tearing down all the strongholds, and it only makes sense that, Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, that we represent the 12 tribes of Israel, And it's and like I said, that's a mainstream thing now, And like I said, this is where they saw our dead bodies 3 days and a half, and shall not suffer their dead bodies to be put in graves. And they that dwell upon the earth shall rejoice over them and make merry, and shall send gifts one to another, because these two prophets tormented them that dwell upon the earth. And after 3 days and a half, the spirit of life from the Most High entered into them, and they stood upon their feet. And they stood upon their feet, and great fear fell upon them which saw them. And now these nations are afraid, because now, Esau spent millions of billions of dollars trying to hide the fact, trying to fight the fact that we are the Israelites, man. And now, look, Jacob's waking up. Now we don't, we found all this out without having Esau being the one to try to sit us down and explain us to it. The Holy Spirit gave us this truth, wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. Had the elders and the apostles going into the libraries. We found all these different books, relics, history, brothers going into all type of information, and through the Spirit, the Lord has revealed unto us who we truly are, man. And now these nations are terrified and they're afraid, and now we're up here on the highways and the byways, and the prophets are standing up, and we're telling Esau to his face what awaits him in the future through the counsel of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, man. and these devils are terrified, man. They're seeking to their idols and shit. And even on another tip, even when Esau now, he's consulting with CERN, he's consulting with these spirits and mediums and different type of advanced technology. And when they're questioning these different deities and beings, even they're telling them through the spirit that that they're going down, man. You know, even these elites, they know that their line goes back to Esau, Edom. They know that they're the biblical Edomites, man. And they were just hoping and praying that we never found out about it. They was hoping, you know, one thing that Esau didn't account for was the Holy Spirit and prophecy. That's why I said earlier that Esau, he ain't in control of anything, man. Yeah, he took the Apocrypha out of the 1611 because it clearly identified who the wicked are. But hey, it's still here, and now the prophets and the Lord, he gave them to the prophets, and now we're putting those pieces together. And now this nigga Esau is being made bare. He can't hide himself. Hey, now we know his end, and now we know how everything is going to unfold in the future, and we're telling him to his face, man. And he's terrified, man. And all he's hoping that he can do is try to upset prophecy, which we know is impossible, man. So the Barakatah Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, man. Is that it on that? Is that it on that? No. It's, back in 2 Ezra 15, in verse 13, it says, "They that till the ground shall mourn, for their seed shall fail through the blasting in hell with a fearful constellation. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein." Right? And that's what we've been telling you. Woe to this world, man. We've been telling you that these things that the Lord say is gonna happen upon Babylon is gonna happen, man. And now Jake is scared. Now Jake is mad. Now Jake is, he wants. If Jake had it their way, they'll get us off the streets, man. They'll try to shut us up. They'll try to stop us from prophesying and telling them these things that the Lord has prepared for this place. But it's already too late, man. And this time, you're not going to get your hand on the prophets and on the men of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. All right? The Lord's going to put his hands on you when you try to put your hands on us. It says, "For the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up to fight against another, and swords in their hands." And this is what all these tariffs are going to ultimately produce, man. It's going to produce even more straight times, more harder times, more famine, more difficulty of resources. Less things are going to start coming in because the way it's looking, China said, hey, it seemed like when America put tariffs on China, China put tariffs on America. And the majority of this shit that comes to this country comes from China and other places outside of the world, man. Because America is nothing more than a huge consumer country, man. America depends on everything being imported to come into this country. And now the things that are going to come, they're going to be even more expensive, man. You know, and even, you know, they're going to be more expensive in times where things are already expensive, man. So what the hell you think that's going to create, man? More tension, more perplexity, more harder times, man. Now, there might be, it's going to lead to a scarcity inside of these stores, man. That's why you see a lot of people right now, they're running out and buying up as much shit as they can before, you know, it gets too expensive with all these tariffs being taxed onto these products and these goods, man. And it's going to be to the point to where these companies, more companies are going to go out of business, man, because what? They're not going to be able to further supply their stores with these tariff, you know, with all the tariffs that's on side of these goods that they're importing from these different countries, man. It's going to, you know, it's going to be less of these items in the stores, which is going to make it more expensive, which is going to make it more precious and more harder to get, which is going to make people be more and more desperate, man. So, hey, man, the Lord has Babylon set up perfectly for everything that's written within prophecy. It says, "For the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up to fight against another, and swords in their hands. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their action shall stand in their power. A man shall desire to go into a city, and shall not be able. For because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid." You see? And this is what the Lord has in store for Babylon the Great, as this place further collapses and destabilizes into complete chaos, which this is a part of these elites' plan too, to bring in this new world order. They want to bring in the chaos. They want to bring in all hell break loose in this society, so they can come with this new digital system and the MOTV and offer you this pseudo form of peace and safety in this new world order, which is ultimately a snare and a trap for your souls via digital slavery and these blockchain technology and all this bullshit, man. Right? They're gonna have you completely by the balls, and they're gonna have you in a system of complete and utter control that you can't get yourself out of, man. But like I said, these devils need all of this chaos. They need this place to spiral out of control. They need this system as we know it to collapse, so that they can bring in this new system. And all these other nations are in on it, man. China's in on it. China is the model. The EU. So so a lot of this shit is being orchestrated, man. But we know it's going to get to a point to where the Lord's going to intervene, and He's going to cause these nations ultimately to seriously get involved and go to war with one another. And that's when Yahushua is going to make his grand entrance in the midst of that. It says, "The man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation." You see? And that's what's getting ready to come to the society, whether you people want to accept it or believe it or not. Right? And this is why, like I said, all of this calamity is happening, all this tariff talk, these trade talks, these trade wars. All these nations are gathering together and leaving America isolated. They're ditching the dollar. They're all, coming together with their own, trading in their own currencies. You got the BRICS nations getting more and more stronger, and all these nations are linking up and want to join the BRICS so that they could separate themselves from the hegemon and the power structure of America, man. And this place is being highly isolated right now, man. All right, which I said, which is going to lead to what? Inflation, hyperinflation, more people rising up against the government, more protests, more anger, more higher cost of living. It's not going to get better in this society, man. And Trump is not going to make America great again. Trump is making America unlivable. The price of things are about to be so ridiculous, nobody's going to be able to afford anything pretty soon. And this place is going to continue to spiral more and more out of control, man. Because that's the will of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. And the way the cookies gonna crumble on this shithole. Ultimately, hey, the Lord is setting the stage for this damn devil Esau to be judged, man. And there's nothing none of you Jakes can do about it, man. Hey, Esau's going to be judged, and he's getting ready to be taken down. And there's nothing that anybody can do about it. Honestly, this is what spiritually and internally what everybody on the planet Earth is really waiting for, man. Is for this damn devil Esau to be judged and destroyed and taken out of rulership. And we can literally see it getting ready to take place. All right? This is Jeremiah chapter 51, verse 5. It says, Jeremiah 51:5, it says, "For Israel have not been forsaken, nor Judah of his power, of Yahweh of hosts, though their land was filled with sin against the Holy One of Israel." You see, so we have never been forsaken, man. And that's what you got a lot of these bugged out and a lot of these Christians trying to say, oh, well, you guys, the Israelites, they forsook the Lord. They turned their back on him, so the Lord divorced him, and now he's not dealing with him anymore. That's just not true, man. Yeah, it happened so that prophecy can be fulfilled, but one thing these Christians and these people forget about is that the Lord always had his elect predestinated to be delivered and to be saved. Right? The Lord never forsook all of Israel. All right, 2/3 are going to be forsaken here on this side, but they're going to come back in the kingdom of heaven. So the promises were always was going to be fulfilled and given to Israel. The Lord was going to always make good on the promises that he made with Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, man. The Lord is a man of his word, It says, "Flee ye," here's the point, verse 6, "Flee ye out of the midst of Babylon, and deliver every man his soul. Be not cut off in her iniquity, For this is the time of Yahweh's vengeance. He will render unto her a recompense. And see, and this Babylon is America, man. So the Lord is telling our people, flee ye out of the midst, meaning not get up and pack your bags and get on a boat and go to Africa somewhere, but spiritually flee out of this place, man. Stop putting your hope and investing in your time and effort and hoping that this society is going to go on forever, man. You know, flee out of this place. Return back into the old paths, learn is the good way. Flee out from the idolatrous and wicked and God-forsaken ways of this society, man. Stop clinging on to black culture, which is complete death and ridiculous and goddamn just horrible, man. And return back into Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. Come back to these laws, statutes, and commandments to the best of your ability, man. You got to flee out of the midst of this place. This place is destined for destruction and doom. Like I read earlier, hey, the wickedness has exceedingly polluted this whole fucking this whole American society, man. This place is only going lower and lower and more wicked, more vile, more satanic, more Luciferian, to the point to where, hey, the sins of America and Esau has just reached up into the skies, man. And that's why such great judgment is coming into this place. That's why I said, man, hey, you can't be a partaker of this society, man, or an upholder of it, because if you do, hey, you're going to be destroyed. And this place more than likely has already corrupted your soul, man, to the point to where, hey, there ain't no saving you. And you ain't got no excuse. The Lord has the prophets and the men of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua damn near in every major U.S. city preaching preaching this gospel and in this truth, man, telling you what time it is. You see, but like scripture say, men love darkness rather than light. Hey, and that darkness is none other. The main hub of that darkness is America and Babylon the Great and the ways of this society, man. And some of our people are so deep and so entrenched in it that, hey, they're not going to be able to be pulled out of it. That's why they're going to sink with it. It says, Babylon have been a golden cup in Yahweh's hand that made all the earth drunken. For the last 80 years, hey, America has been that golden cup. That's why all these nations, like in Revelation 18, have gotten rich off this place. They, followed the American model. Shit, America has made a lot of these other countries rich through free trade and the WTO and all this other bullshit. Hey, but now all that shit is falling through. And now Trump is trying to come back and save it and bring America back to that heyday, but it's too late, man. These nations have already made the money. They done got what they wanted out of it. Now America is trying to reassert its dominance. Trump is trying to take back control over these nations with the American system, but that system is decayed and is outdated, and these nations have learned what they could from this whole American system, and now they're doing with it, what America was doing to them. Now they ain't got to bow down. Now they ain't got to take orders from America no more. Now they're all linking up and doing their own business deals and isolating America and the dollar as the world reserve currency, and they're not investing in that shit anymore. And that's why eventually, for America to even try to have some semblance of dominance, they're going to have to go to war, man. Hey, and that's exactly what we need, and that's exactly what we want, because we know what that's going to lead to. It says that made all the earth drunken. The nations have drunken of her wine, therefore the nations are mad. Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed. You see, and that's what's coming to Babylon, America. It hasn't been destroyed, but it's fallen and spiraling out of control, man, with no remedy in sight. Like I said, all these tariffs and what Trump is doing, it ain't going to work, man. It's going to take too long for him to bring back all this manufacturing, to bring back what it gave away to all these different countries through Clinton and through Obama with these World Trade Organizations. It's going to take 2 months to try to build all that shit back, to where ultimately what they're doing is they just want to bring a crashless financial system as we know it, man. That's all that they're doing, man. All right? But like I said, it's going to end up turning bad. It's not going to yield the result that Esau ultimately think it is, which is him bringing in this new world order and bringing in this new digital beast system, to where he can bring in this Neuralink and be a digital god and technocracy and rule all of the people with an iron fist through his technology and microchips and this digital beast system where you can be tracked and traced. That's what he's ultimately trying to establish. But we know that Yahushua is going to come while he's eating and slap the whole goddamn plate and fork out of his hand and throw his ass in slavery, man. See, but like I said, but the heyday of America is through, and Trump ain't saving a goddamn thing, man. All right, all these nations are bucking up. Like I said, they're all linking up together, all to come up against Babylon, to leave this place isolated, so it can be ultimately destroyed, man. The military of America is spread out too thin. All right, there ain't no patriotism. People don't want to fight for this country, and ultimately it's just time for Babylon to go, man. All right, it's had its time, it's had its day, and now the Lord is about to bring in a new age. That's going to a new kingdom, which is going to be the Yahushai's kingdom, which is in essence the kingdom of Israel, where it's going to dwell righteousness. All right. It says, Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed. How for her? Take balm for her pain, if so she may be healed. And this place is not going to be healed. What Trump is doing is not going to heal Babylon the Great. Hey, a lot of these Edomites, they can feel it. They can see it coming, man. You know, this is why, you know, a lot of them are preparing. You know, they're preparing for all hell to break loose in this society, while you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, you Jakes, are still lollygagging and bullshitting, hoping and praying that things are going to get better, which they ain't going to get better. You know, but Jake is just going on as business as usual. They're going to continue to do what niggas do until all hell break loose, and they're going to be finding themselves, in front of one of these militias getting gunned down, man. But Jake, we know Jake going to tear up some shit too. Jake, you know, Lord's going to rouse up Jake. He's going to rouse up Judah. They're going to do some shit, but ultimately, the average Negro, Latino, and Native American ain't really prepared for what's about to be brought down here in this society, man. All right? It says, we would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. Forsake her and let us go every one into his own country. And you see that, man. Like I said, all these other countries, hey, you know, they're still making money off of America. But like I said, all of this BRICS, China over there in Africa, all these different countries, they no longer doing strong business with America. They're going to these other countries, to Russia, to India, to China, to South Africa. You know, those Arab nations, even they're getting with BRICS Plus. Even they're making deals and ultimately coming together against this society, man. They pretty much forsaken this place. Even the elites have forsaken America. Like I said earlier, they're just scrapping up whatever's left and whatever resources they can out of this place, ultimately before they totally just dump it and just leave it, and then all hell's going to break loose in this society, man. And then eventually it's going to be nuclear destroyed. That's why we've been telling our people to forsake this place and return back to Yahweh Shem Yahushua. That's your only salvation. That's your only way out of this. Only way out of America for you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, and you tribes that are here is through Yahushua, man. It's not going to be through legislation. It's not going to be through you voting. It's not going to be through bunkers, or you trusting in gold and silver and money and chasing the bag, or you going to Africa, or whatever the case might be. Hey, if you're here on the soils of America when it goes down, your only way out of this thing is through Yahweh Bashem Yahushua and being taken up into the chariots, man. That's your only way out of this looming destruction and utter annihilation of Babylon the Great. It says, for her judgment reacheth unto heaven and is lifted up even to the skies. You see? It says, the Lord have brought forth our righteousness. Come and let us declare in Zion the work of Yahweh our God, which is what? Yahweh Shai, man. All right? That's the brought forth our righteousness. It's going to be Yahweh Shai to come and deliver us and save us ultimately out of Babylon. But first, he has sent the comforter, this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, you know, this truth, this wisdom, this knowledge, before first, and then Yahweh Shai is going to literally deliver us out of this place, man. It says, make bright the arrows, gather the shields. Yahweh hath raised up the spirit of the king of the Medes, who was what? The Russians. And what are those arrows? Those nuclear missiles, man, which will be shot and used on Babylon the Great. This is how this war is going to ultimately go out. It says, for his device is against Babylon. You see, the Most High's device or his plan is against America. I don't give a damn what you niggas got to say, how you feel about it. Whether you like it or not, the Lord's device is against Babylon the Great to melt it with fire. It says, for his device is against Babylon to destroy it. You see? So this place is not going to be healed. What Trump doing is all is in vain, and that's just pride talking, man. Even these devils in their New World Order is all vain. It's all pride. This place is through. It's going to be destroyed, all right? It says, it is the vengeance of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, the vengeance of his temple. And what is the temple of the Lord right now? Is his elect, man. We represent the temple of the Most High. Hey, and this place is going to be destroyed. Part of that is the vengeance for everything that we had to endure here. All the slavery, the robbery, the murder, you know, what he did to the North American Indians, how he brought us over here on the slave ships, blasphemy against the Holy Spirit, man, how he crossed out the true Messiah, Yahushua, and put up Cesare Borgia. And we can go on and on and on, man. All right, it says, set up the standard upon the walls of Babylon, make the watch strong, set up the watchmen, prepare the ambushes. And you see that right now. All these different nations, they're putting their nukes in more strategic places. You know, Russia is sending submarines all throughout the Atlantic and through the Pacific. You know, Trump just, not Trump, but Russia is bringing up 600,000 more troops. You know, you got Canada talking about going to war against America. China is going to eventually go to war with America. That situation with Israel and Gaza, which is going to lead to what? The least of the flock, drawing America out over there into the Middle East. So, hey, man, the Lord is preparing the ambushes, and He's setting up the nations to go to war. And ultimately, everybody's going to be against Babylon the Great. All right, even the allies of America are falling out. Even they're jumping ship. Even EU and Britain was just saying that they want to do more deals with China, man. Fuck the West, you know? Oh, I just saw a video where Xi Jinping, the Russian, the whatever he is of China, he was just over there in Africa, shaking hands and doing deal with all those Hamites, man. So everybody is, all these nations are isolating the Babylon the Great, man. It's all being set up for this place to be ultimately destroyed. So you Jakes better wake the hell up and get your ass and your minds out of this, out of Babylon, man. This place days are numbered, man. And it's only one way out. This is Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. It says, for the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahushai have both devised and done that which He spake against the inhabitants of Babylon. O thou that dwellest upon many waters, what is that? America. Abundant in treasures, thine end is come, and the measure of thy covetousness. You see, it is not that Esau, Edom in a nutshell. Is that not how he established Babylon the Great in America? And this is why everybody is isolating themselves. This is why everybody wants to get the hell away from Babylon the Great in America, man. Let me show you that. I want to read this in the NLT anyway. No, wrong way. I'm going to read this in the NLT. It says, this is Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 4 in the NLT. It says, look at the proud. They trust in themselves, and their lives are crooked. But the righteous will live by their faithfulness to the Most High. And who is the most proud? It's Esau, Edom, man. All right, and they trust in their own selves. They trust in what? Their sword, their military. And for the longest of time, that's how Esau really asserted his dominance all over the planet Earth, was with his military. And now, guess what? His military is weak. Now the weak nations, who wasn't as militarily strong when America was at its height, now that America is dwindling and getting weaker, and their military and their installations are getting a little bit outdated, now these nations have revamped and beat their plowshares into swords. Now they're linking with Russia and China and getting more advanced weaponry, more advanced technology. You know, and now they set themselves up to where now, hey, they got the nukes now. You know, it's not fun when the bully, you know, when the one that's getting bullied has the goddamn knife in his hand. See? It says, wealth is treacherous, and the arrogant are never at rest. And that's why you see Trump doing what he's trying to do. Oh, I got all these nations kissing my ass now to make deals, these tariffs, and all this other bullshit. But he's saying all that, but still, ain't no deals been made since he said that shit. So what the hell's really going on? Let me get some water. Kind of hot out here today. It says, and the arrogant are never at rest. That's why you think America has over 750 military bases all over the planet Earth and everybody else's backyards, man. Meanwhile, America is wide open to attack, man. That's why this is called the land of unwalled villages, man. And if these nations really wanted to, hey, they could easily just sneak attack and run up in Babylon and really take this place down. Not take it down, but attack this place if they really wanted to. Like Zelensky told Trump, you had that big river and the big ocean between you. But that shit ain't gonna matter, because when it's time to go, it's gonna be time to go. That's why these nations have those intercontinental ballistic missiles. And this place don't have no defense from it, especially the ones that Russia got, man. But anyways, it says, they open their mouth as wide as the grave, and like death, they are never satisfied. See, it's dealing with Esau, man. All right, he's not happy only with his portion. He wants everybody else's portion, man. The world is not enough for this devil, and he's going to continue to take and take and take until he can't take anymore, man. But now it's to the point to where, hey, these nations, they ain't letting you just come in there and just take their shit no more. Now they're ready to defend and protect what they got. It says, in their greed they have gathered up many nations and swallowed many peoples. Hence why they got 750 military bases all over the planet Earth, man. And through this petrodollar, through the dollar being a world reserve currency, they've been able to exert their dominance on these countries. And if they didn't want to comply, he would send in the economic hitman. He would send in the military. He would send, he would puff and threaten them that they better get in line. Otherwise, fire will rain from the sky. Well, Trump is doing the same thing to Iran right now. He just told Iran, if you don't basically get with our negotiating terms and what we're telling you, we're going to bomb you to the likes of which you have never seen. So he's still in that same spirit. But what? Iran is like, well, whatever, they can do what you got to do. Why? Because they have Russia as a guard, man. You see? So, hey, man, hey, this nigga, Esau's through, man. His reign of terror is over, It says, but soon their captives will taunt them. Don't we see that happening with China fighting back with these reciprocal tariffs? Like I said, even with Russia, Trump is trying to go and negotiate with Russia, but you have no bargaining chips, man. You don't have no weight to try to tell Russia how to deal with Ukraine. All you want is those minerals and all that shit, but even that is on Russia's terms if they want to allow you to have it or not, man. So you ain't the big bad bully that you once were. Now, certain countries you can do that. Certain of these little other smaller, weaker countries you can still bully, but these major superpowers and those BRICS nations and the BRICS Plus, hey, they're like, hey, man, that's just for the birds, man. All right, hey, we can defend ourselves. We can link up and we can get at you, It says, but soon their captives will taunt them. They will mock them, saying, what sorrow awaits you thieves? You see? And that's what we've been out here telling you. Hey, sorrow is awaiting you thieves. In America, Esau Edom is the biggest thief the planet has ever seen, man. All right? And he ain't done, he's still out here stealing and being a thief. But now, like I said, his thievery is being met with resistance, man. The Lord is stirring up these nations and giving them a backbone and put them in a position to where now, it's gonna be game on. Like I said, and all this shit is going to eventually lead to war, man. Because that's going to be the only out that Esau is going to have is to go to war. Because he's not going to be able to just say shit and these nations just do what they say to do. It's going to be met with resistance to where, hey, it's going to eventually, this third world war is going to eventually pop off, man. It says, now you will get what you deserve. You've become rich by extortion. How much longer can this go on? You see, and it can't go on too much longer, man. Hey, and like the scriptures tell you, let me get that real fast. The Lord has set a bound that Esau can't pass. This is Job 14:5. Seeing his days are determined. Who's that? Esau Edom's days are determined, man. The Lord has already proclaimed the beginning from the end from the beginning, man. And everything that Esau has done is all tracked and is monitored and is prophesied in the scriptures, man. It says, seeing his days are determined, the number of his months are with thee, thou hast appointed his bounds that he cannot pass. You see? Esau can only go so far with his rulership and with his dominion. It was already written in what's that, Daniel's 2nd chapter, Daniel's 7th chapter, just how far these four beasts would go and how their end and their demise would be would come to pass, man. And we can see it slowly taking place. It says, suddenly your debtors will take action. See? It says they will turn on you and take all you have while you stand trembling and helpless. Because ye have plundered many nations, now all the survivors will plunder you. You committed murders throughout the countryside and filled the towns with violence. And what does Scripture say? The blood cannot be, he that shed blood. Let me get that real fast. I think that's Deuteronomy 33. Yep, this is Numbers 35 and 33. So shall you not pollute the land wherein you are. For blood it defileth the land, and the land cannot be cleansed of the blood that is shed therein, but by the blood of him that shed it. See? So you got all this blood in your hand. You're not going to, it's going to be paid back, man. All right? You're not just going to just do all this dirt and think you're just going to ride off into the sunset, think you can do all this mischief and this wickedness, and it ain't going to come home and come back on you. That's not how the universe works, man. That's not how judgment, the judgment of the Most High works, man. Hey, you do dirt, you get dirt, man. You put us in captivity, you go into captivity. You shed all this blood. You know, you were a murderer, you were an extortionist, and all these things has a consequence and a recompense, man. But Esau is so proud and so arrogant, he really believes that, you know, that his future is in his own hands, man. That he can do all this wickedness and it ain't never gonna come back on him. But you're mistaken, man. It says, what sorrow awaits you who build big houses with money gained dishonestly? You believe your wealth will buy security, putting your family's nest beyond the reach of danger, but by the murders you committed, you have shamed your name and forfeited your lives. You see, and this is where Esau's finding himself, man. This is why he's trying to do all that he can to try to upset prophecy, set up his technocracy, use technology to try to live forever, try to, you know, open up portals, trying to do everything that he can to try to make himself a god, man. But you're not a god, you're just a man, and the base is a man. All right, and the Lord got your number, nigga. It says, the very stones in the wall cry out against you, and the beams and the ceilings echo their complaints. So everybody is crying out against you, man. You know, hey, all these people you done murdered, you done killed. What do you think happens when you kill them and they go back into the spirit world, man? They're complaining and crying to the Most High, man. Especially the prophets and the men of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, his righteous. Shit, even the people on the earth are crying out against you right now, man. And the Lord hears it all and sees it all. It says, has not Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai of heaven armies promised that the wealth of nations will turn to ashes? They work so hard, but all in vain. See? For as the waters fill the sea, the earth will be filled with an awareness of the glory of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. You see? And that's where you're finding yourself right now, man. All right? All the shit you're doing is all in vain, man. Hey, and the Lord requires that which is past. So, like I said, but hey, all signs and all things point towards your utter demise, man. Right? You dumbass Israelites out there thinking you're gonna get a piece of the pie, you're gonna nestle up to Esau, think you're gonna make it with him. When all is said and done, you're not, man. What was I? I have to get that last precept I read. Get that last part, man. That was heavy. Yeah, it says in verse 13, it says, O thou that dwellest upon many waters, abundant in treasures, thine end is come, and the measure of thy covetousness. You see? And that Habakkuk links perfectly with that, man. It's all gonna come back and haunt you. It's all gonna come back, you know, to bite you in the ass, man. There's a reason why your destruction is drawing nigh. And it's not going to stop, man. All right? Let's get this. So Esau is done out here, man. All right? Hey, the writing is already on the wall. You know? No matter what he's doing, it's not going to stop anything, all right? This is Isaiah 34:1. Come near, ye nations, to hear, and hearken, ye people. Let the earth hear, and all that is therein, the world and all things that come forth of it. For the indignation of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai is upon all nations, and his fury upon all their armies. This is what we're prophesying, telling you, man. That all you nations ultimately are about to be gathered in that. That's why you're being gathered in the valley of Jehoshaphat, man. So that the Lord can sit there and judge you. Let me get that really fast. Zephaniah chapter 3 verse 8, it says, therefore wait ye upon me, saith Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, until the day that I rise up to the prey. And who's the prey? Ultimately, these heathen nations, man. All right, they have no idea that. Well, they have an idea because we're out here prophesying and telling them that, but they're not going to take heed to our words. Remember, Esau is the deaf adder that stops his ear, man. He's not going to hear to charmers charming never so wisely. He's not going to listen to what we're saying because what? Through his pride, he believes that he can circumvent prophecy. He believes that he can slip through the fingers of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai's judgment, which is complete and utterly ridiculous and stupid. Here it is, all the nations before him couldn't slip through the fingers of the Most High's judgment, but he think his red ass is so special, man. It's beautiful, the pride that the Lord got on this devil. It says, for my determination is to gather. Oh, I'm going to read the NLT. It's Zephaniah 3 and 8 in the NLT. Therefore, be patient, says Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. See, so we got to be patient, man. And like I said earlier, all these jakes is getting weird. They're all fainting. They're getting afraid. They're trying to be PC Israelites. You know, they're trying to say, oh, you know, I ain't like those hateful Hebrew Israelites. I ain't got no hate in my heart. I think the Lord can save all nations. You know, yes, sir, boss. All you coon-ass house nigga Israelites. You know, yeah, a lot of you are losing patience. But hey, the true prophets, we're not going to lose patience. We're not going to PC it up and, you know, cape for Esau and tell them everything's going to be all right. No, we're telling you to your face, hey, the Lord is going to destroy you, man. The Lord has his purpose and his determination for you already signed, sealed, and delivered, man. We're just waiting for it to come to pass. It says, soon I will stand and accuse these evil nations. See, the Lord's going to accuse you bastards, man. Because right now, what? Esau is the accuser of the brethren. Now, Esau has the power through his media, through his social media, through his lies, through his, you know, through his rulership to accuse us of being what? Terrorists, a hate group. You know, he got the ADL. He got the ability to call us anti-Semite for calling out the bullshit of these small hats and them not being the people. So right now, he has the power to accuse. He has the power to flip the switch and make us be what he wants us to be. But guess what? In the eyes of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, he's going to accuse you, man. And ain't nobody going to be able to not accuse you or you know, flip what the Lord's going to do. The Lord says, soon I will stand and accuse these evil nations. For I have decided to gather the kingdoms of the earth and pour out my fiercest anger and fury on them. All the earth will be devoured by the fire of my jealousy. Point blank, period, man. So we just got to be patient. The Lord's going to make good on what he said he was going to do, man. Like I'm reading here, that's why the Lord said, for his indignation of Yahweh is upon all nations and his fury upon all their armies. He have utterly destroyed them. He have delivered them to the slaughter, which this is getting ready to take place. And it's going to happen during that Third World War, where they're going to stop fighting one another and try to fight Yahushua when he cracks those clouds and comes back in that giant fathership, the chariot, and the angels in their chariots, man. It says, their slain also shall be cast out, and their stink shall come up out of their carcasses, and the mountains shall be melted with their blood. And all the host of heaven shall be dissolved, and the heavens shall be rolled together as a scroll. That's what? The nuclear missiles, man. Because that's going to be the final indignation and judgment the Lord's going to bring down, especially upon Babylon the Great, man. This place is going to be completely scorched and eviscerated, man. Nothing's going to dwell here. It's going to tell you that. It says, and all their hosts shall fall down as the leaf falleth from off the vine, and as a falling fig from the fig tree. For my sword shall be bathed in heaven, which is those nuclear missiles, the weapons of the Lord's indignation. All right, the ICBM missiles. And you just had Trump saying, oh, we have super weapons that they don't even know about. Guess what? Those are Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai weapons, man. He put the spirit on you Smiths to create those for his purpose and his judgment, not yours. It says, for my sword shall be bathed in heaven. Oh, I want to read this in the NLT too. Damn it, man. Because the NLT be going in, man. All right. Yeah, back in Isaiah 34, I saw that too. It says, for Yahweh is enraged against the nations. His fury is against all their armies. He will completely destroy them, dooming them to slaughter. Right, that's why in the kingdom of heaven, there's not going to be no need for war or for weapons of war. Because after the Lord destroy all these nations, war is not going to be known anymore in our kingdom. Violence shall be no more heard in our land. And you nations are not going to have to pick up weapons to fight against one another anymore, because you're coming into a righteous, holy kingdom of Israel, man, where everything is going to be set in order, where war is not going to be needed, because our kingdom is going to be an everlasting and eternal kingdom of peace and righteousness, man. This is why, you know, this war is going to be the war to end all wars, man. And you nations will never know war anymore. neither will you be able to create weapons in our kingdom. They're all going to be burned. They're all going to be annihilated, man. And with that, your sovereignty and your ability to establish yourself as some type of superpower, man. We're going to be the only superpower in our kingdom, and your nations are going to be subjected and captives under it. It says, their dead will be left unburied, and the stench of rotting bodies will fill the land. The mountains will flow with their blood. The heavens above will melt away and disappear like a rolled up scroll when the nuclear missiles hit Babylon. The star will fall from the sky like withered leaves from a grapevine or shriveled figs from a fig tree. And when my sword has finished its work in heaven, it will fall upon Edom. But in the King James Version, it says Idumean, which is what? The Greek way of saying Edom, which shows you that Esau is going to be here when the Lord brings his ultimate judgment upon this earth, which shows you that Esau is not done away with, okay? It says, and it will fall upon Edom, the nation I have marked for destruction. Ooh. See that? It says, the sword of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua is drenched with blood and covered with fat, with the blood of lambs and goats, with the fat of rams prepared for sacrifice, because America is going to be a sacrifice, man. It says, yes, Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua will offer a sacrifice in the city of Basra, which Basra was one of the chief cities of Edom. Now it symbolically represents America. This is modern day Basra, man. And the Lord has a sacrifice in this place, and it's going to be burnt with these nuclear fires, man. It's going to be offered up. It says, he will make a mighty slaughter in Edom. Even men as strong as wild oxen will die, the young men alongside the veterans. The land will be soaked with blood and the soil enriched with fat, for it is the day of Yahweh's revenge, the year when Edom will be paid back for all it did to Israel. Man, come on, bro. Can't get around that, man. And that's what Esau has coming, man. That's why we've been telling you, Jake, you better get out of your mind and your spirit out of this this land known as America, man. Because this place is going to be sacrificed. It's going to be offered up, and it's going to be literally eviscerated and melted, man. It says the streams of Edom will be filled with burning pitch. What? All of these lakes, all of these rivers here in Babylon the Great. These lakes and rivers, Lake Minnetonka. You know, all those 1,000 lakes over there in Minnesota. You know, the Pacific, you know, the oceans, the rivers, the whatever, all of these lakes and streams, here it's going to be filled with pitch from the nuclear missiles, man. It says, and the ground will be covered with fire. This judgment on Edom will never end, right? Because after the Lord destroys Babylon the Great and destroys America and the power structure of Esau Edom, guess what? We're going to go and gather up these elites out of these bunkers and the rest of the Edomites all around the planet Earth, and they're going to serve 1,000 years of captivity, man. And then they're going to be Obadiah 1 and 18, man. So America's destruction and its place being burnt is only the beginning of the judgment upon Esau Edom. That's just the Lord executing vengeance upon this place for the rape, robbery, murder, slaughter, raping, killing, accusations, killings, and the shit we had to deal with while being here in Babylon under Esau. But that ain't the end of good judgment. You still got that 1,000 years of slavery, nigga. We're gonna beat the hell out of you. You're gonna be sleeping in the holes. You're gonna be sleeping in dirt holes with scorpions and snakes. All right, we're gonna execute the vengeance written upon you. We're gonna beat your ass on a daily basis, man. All right. It says the judgment on Esau will never end. The smoke of his burning will rise forever. The land will lie deserted from generation to generation. No one will live there anymore. Talking about Babylon the Great, America. It will be haunted by the desert owl and the screech owl and the great owl and raven. For the Most High will measure the land carefully. He will measure it for chaos and destruction. It will be called the land of nothing, and all of its nobles will soon be gone. Right, all these mayors, the presidency, the White House, these governors, these mayors, all these people sitting in positions of power here in Babylon, they're not going to be here anymore, man. Because they're all going to be destroyed, man. All right? Thorns will overrun its palaces. Nettles and thistles will grow in its forts. The ruins will become a haunt for jackals and a home for owls. Desert animals will mingle there with hyenas, their howls filling the night. Wild goats will bleat at one another among the ruins, and night creatures will come there to rest. There the owl will make her nest and lay her eggs. She will hatch her young and cover them with her wings, and the buzzards will come, each one with his mate. Search the book of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua and see what he will do. Is that why Alazar got that dumbass breakdown? none of these birds and animals will be missing, and none will. No, it's talking about the prophecies, man. None. It says, seek ye out of the book of the Lord and read. No one of these shall fail. Meaning what? The prophecies and the things the Lord has prescribed for Babylon, they're not going to fail. This interpretation and this prophecy is sure. All right. And we love telling you that, right? So back in Isaiah 34, it says, and the sword of Yahweh is filled with blood. Oh, I read that. It says, and the unicorn shall come down with them, and the bullocks with the bulls, and their land shall be soaked with blood, and their dust made fat with fatness. For it is the day of Yahweh's vengeance, and the year of recompenses for the controversy of Zion. And the streams thereof shall be turned into pitch, and the dust thereof into brimstone. It's the same thing that it just said in Amos. Was that Amos I just read? Yeah, Amos 3 and 8, right? Oh no, I'm tripping. I was reading that in Isaiah. Well, I just pretty much just finished it, but I read it in the NLT. All right, so hey, so we see what the Lord has in store and slated for Babylon the Great. It ain't nothing gonna change it, man. All right, and this place is through. This place is done. All right, let me get this. Got a couple more. I'm gonna close this out, man. So hey, man, hey, the end of this age is certain and it's sure, and it's all getting ready to come down upon this place, man. So what type of persons and what type of manner of conduct should you Jakes be in, seeing that all these things are getting ready to come? You better get your ass right with Yahweh Shem Shai, man. Right? This is Revelations 18 and 10. It says, I'm going to read Revelation chapter 18, verse 5. No, 4. It says, and I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, and that ye receive none of her plagues. Now, this is literally talking about going up into the chariots, man. Like I read earlier in Jeremiah 51, where the Lord said, come out of the midst of Babylon. That was talking about spiritually, mentally, in your mind, man. But this in Revelation 18 is literally talking about coming up out of this place, which is going to be beamed up in the chariots, man. That's going to be the only way we're going to escape the impending doom and judgment that I read in Isaiah 34th chapter, Jeremiah the 51st chapter, and what I'm reading right here in Revelation the 18th chapter. That ye be not partakers of her sins, and that ye receive not of her plagues. For her sins have reached unto heaven, and the Most High have remembered her iniquities. Reward her even as she rewarded you, and double unto her, double according to her works, and the cup which she hath filled, fill to her double. How much she have gloried. It's talking about America, man. Right? Hey, all the shit that America has done, how it has been able to establish itself, how it got to the position that it's done, which basically through rape, robbery, murder, theft, extortion. You know, they get that stupid asshole, what was his name? That cracker Edomite that was talking all that shit, talking about how he was proud of America colonialism. Hey, he's in, what's his name? Matt Walsh. That's beautiful he was in that spirit. Because all that shit that you've done, you're going to receive double for that, man. And that's why such a great, terrible, fierce destruction on Babylon the Great is coming. Can't even see. Damn, where? There we go. It says, how much she have glorified herself and lived deliciously, so much torment and sorrow give her. For she hath said in her heart, I sit a queen, and am no widow, and shall see no sorrow. That's the spirit that America has, man. Even these people are drunk with that American spirit. That's why they don't really see this place going down. These people really believe America is going to go on forever. They really believe Trump is going to make America great again. They really believe this tariff and what Trump is doing is going to put America back on the map, man. But they're sadly and sorely mistaken, man. Hey, this bitch America has a hell of a debt and hell of blood on her hands, and she's going to repay it all. It says, it says, for she saith in her heart, I sit a queen, and am no widow, and shall see no sorrow. Therefore shall her plagues come in one day, death and mourning and famine, and she shall be utterly burnt with fire. For strong is Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, who judges her, you see? So this place is going to be burned. America, this whore is going to be burned with fire, man. This is the judgment of the Lord. Nobody can stop it. Nothing's going to circumvent that. Nothing's going to, cause that not to happen, man. It's the will of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, man. Remember, it's the Lord that's judging Babylon the Great, man. It says, and the kings of the earth who have committed fornication and live deliciously with her shall bewail her and lament for her when they shall see the smoke of her burning. Who's that? China, all these different countries, Singapore, Taiwan, Bangladesh, India, all these countries that are that pretty much all those countries you see Trump trying to slap tariffs on, they're going to be the ones that's going to cry, because once America and this financial system go down, it's going to be felt all over the world, man. You know, people think, oh yeah, I know we talk about BRICS and how they're trying to establish themselves, but really, hey, it's not going to be as easy as it seems once this dollar and this financial system is collapsed, man. It's going to reverberate all around all these financial markets, man. This whole damn thing is going to ultimately send shockwaves through the whole planet Earth, through this financial system that's been so long in place. It's going to have massive effects, man. It's not going to be just some easy transition into, you know, BRICS and China and all this shit, man. It's going to hurt everybody, see? It says, standing afar off for the fear of her torment, saying, at last, that great city Babylon, that mighty city, for in 1 hour is thy judgment come. Right, because those nuclear missiles, and some of those missiles from Russia, it takes about 25 minutes to get here, man. And when they're shot, and Russia has this one thing, it's called a dead hand nuclear technology, right? Which the dead hand technology is that Russia has their nukes to where if America was to shoot off their nukes, it's called a dead hand, because they have the system in place to where they'll pick up the vibration from these nukes that are being shot, to where, you know, because they know once they shoot the missiles, basically they're dead. It's called dead hands, because they're not going to need to press buttons for their rest of their nukes to be shot off once they detect that America has shot off their nukes here on America, man. That's why it's called a dead hand nuclear missile technology, man. So the Lord has it set up beautifully of how these missiles are going to be used, man. That's why it says they're all going to hit their mark. They're not going to thrust one another. They're not going to malfunction. They're all going to be used, man. All right? Because like I said, that's the judgment of the Lord. And that's how the earth is going to reel to and fro like a drunkard. And it's going to start with, it's going to begin with the destruction of America, all right? It says, yeah, for in 1 hour is thy judgment come. All right? I don't want to read all that. All right? And let me get this, then I'll close it. So these nuclear missiles are going to be used, man. And this is how this, you know, this horror is going to eventually go out and be burned, man. This is 2nd Ezra chapter 16, verse 5. It says, plagues of 2nd Ezra 16 and 1, it says, woe be unto thee, Babylon and Asia, woe be unto thee, Egypt and Syria, gird up yourself with cloths of sack and hair, bewail your children, and be sorry, for your destruction is at hand. A sword is sent among you, and who may turn it back? A fire is sent among you, and who may quench it? Plagues are sent unto you, and what is he that may drive them away? May a man drive away a hungry lion in the wood? Or may one quench the fire in stubble when it hath begun to burn? May one turn again the arrow that is shot of a strong archer? And those arrows are going to be these missiles, man. And once they're shot, there ain't going to be no replay button. There ain't going to be no, I was just playing, you know? Once they're shot, that's it, man. There ain't no returning. There ain't no stopping it. You know? It's going to be, hey, it's going to be, that's going to be the curtain call, man. It says, a fire shall go forth from his wrath, and who is he that may quench it? He shall cast lightnings, and who shall not fear? He shall thunder, and who shall not be afraid? Dealing with the judgment of the Lord. Because once he sends it, that's it. It ain't no stopping it. It ain't no backtracking, okay? It says, Yahweh shall threaten, who shall not be utterly beaten to powder at his presence? The earth quaketh, and the foundations thereof. The sea ariseth up with waves from the deep, and the waves of it are troubled, and the fishes thereof also, before the Lord and before the glory of his power. And here's the point. For strong is his right hand that bendeth the bow, his arrows that he shooteth are sharp, and shall not miss when they begin to be shot into the ends of the world, which are these ICBM intercontinental ballistic missiles that Russia, China, India, you know, Israel, America, and these superpower nations possess, man. And like I read earlier, these are all the weapons of the Lord's indignation, and this is how he's going to ultimately destroy Babylon the Great, man. All right? And nothing that's going to stop these missiles once they begin to be shot. Now remember, these are the weapons of the Lord's indignation, so that they can lay the whole land desolate, basically the whole of America, man. It says, behold, the plagues are sent and shall not return again until they come upon the earth. The fire is kindled and shall not be put out until it consume the foundation of the earth. And where's the main foundation of the earth right now? I mean, I guess you could say that could be America, because America is sitting in the power seat as of right now. And this place is going to be consumed, man. It says, like as an arrow which is shot of a mighty archer returneth not backward, even so the plagues that shall be sent upon the earth shall not return again. Woe is me, who will deliver me in those days? And the only one that's going to be delivered out of that nuclear destruction is going to be America, man. And these things are sure, and nothing is going to stop it, right? So let me get this last precept, and I'm going to close it. This is Isaiah chapter 46 and 8. It says, remember this and show yourselves men. Bring it again to mind, O you transgressors. Remember the former things of old, for I am Yahweh. I want to read this in the NLT. This is Isaiah 46 and 8. It says in the NLT, do not forget this, keep it in mind. Remember this, you guilty ones. Remember the things I have done in the past. For I alone am Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. I am Yahweh, and there is none like me. Only I can tell you the future before it even happens. Everything I plan will come to pass, for I do whatever I wish, man. Come on, man. The Lord does whatever he wishes. You nations, you heathen, you can't stop that, man. All right? It says, I will call a swift bird of prey from the east, a leader from a distant land to come and do my bidding. I have said what I would do, and I will do it. Listen to me, you stubborn people who are so far from doing right, for I am ready to set things right, not in the distant future, but right now. I am ready to save Jerusalem and show my glory to Israel, all right? And that's all going to begin when the Lord destroys Babylon the Great, Esau, Edom. These nations are gathered to this Third World War, you know, and everything that's prophesied to happen. The Lord's going to do everything that he said he's going to do, and nothing is going to stop it, man. So you, Jake, better wake the hell up. You better return back to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. You better get your house in order. You better understand the scope and the depth of what Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai is doing in this planet Earth, man. All right, and the end of this age is not going to be stopped. It's coming to a head, and all things are about to be done as the Lord said they will be. All right, so with that, I'm going to close it there. Lord willing, this is edifying. I'm going to give all praise, honor, and the glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the apostles and elders, a great millstone that rule well. And peace and blessings be multiplied on all you brethren, pushing his word in all sincerity and truth. Shalom to the hopeful elect, the 144,000. All right, Lord willing, this is edifying. And Lord willing, I'll be back next week. Shalom.